greatest strengths?
I don't have strengths. I have weaknesses. I don't know. That's a hard question. Ask me a different question. Let me think on that.
We're going to come back to that.
Yeah, let's come back to
All
that.
right. What is the importance of the connections you make?
The importance of connections I've made? Like what do you mean?
Like networking, like being here and meeting people, and has that helped you with your career at all?
Oh, absolutely. There's networking and social media is the best thing out there for that. I mean, it helps you in so many ways, and everybody you meet here, like people that knew Elvis, or for instance Joey. You know, I didn't know Joey till here. He's helped it and organized it so much more than anybody ever will imagine. You know, so unbelievable. That's how. There's so many answers you can answer to that one. So.
All right. What would constitute a perfect day for you?
Sleep. It's all Joey's fault. 110% Joey's fault. I mean, last week before we did the show, we did the one interview. I'd been up 24 hours because of Joey. I'm gonna throw that out there because of you, Joey. I'm saying that repeatedly. My perfect day. I don't know. Be at home, relaxing. You know, sleeping. I mean, really, sleep would be a good day for me. To get some sleep. I'm not complaining. You know, being at home with my kids and my family, that'd be a good day for me.
Okay. All right. Do you like to read?
Absolutely not.
What's the last thing you read? Book.
Dr. Nick's book about Elvis. I mean, if it's about Elvis, I will read it. But other than that, in school, they would always have us do book reports. Well, I'd read so much. If it's about Elvis, I will read it. I'd read so much stuff about Elvis in books and in school. So every time they'd sign us, read a book, their report, I would just say, okay, I'm going to pick an Elvis book. I didn't have to read the book because I'd already knew what was in the book. So if it's about Elvis, I read it. Other than that, no, I don't like to read.
How do you handle a mistake during a performance?
Laugh it off and keep going. Don't ever stop. You stop, then it's really noticeable. Because some people might not notice your mistake. Some will, but maybe not everybody might not notice. But I laugh and keep going. Or if I mess up a word, sometimes I don't even laugh. Main thing is keep going. Keep going. You know, don't cover it up.
A lot of people want to know if you have any American Indian heritage in your bloodline.
Not enough to count for anything. I have a little bit of Choctaw Indian in me, but not enough to count. I mean, I get asked that a lot because I'm from Oklahoma, I guess, and I do have a little bit, but not enough to count for anything.
Anything else in your bloodline?
Just Choctaw Indian.
How do the impressions you do halfway through your show come about?
Well, I like to cut up, obviously, if you're watching this interview. Doing voices, watching movies, and trying to do what that person did is kind of my thing. It came about with my band. When I used to work with my band a lot, we would have a segment, and I would do Buddy Holly and or James Brown, whatever. Then it led to other things like I do now. And then one time in my show with the band, we had the last show I actually did at home in my hometown. We'd had so many. When I got to that part of the show, I did my James Brown deal, and then went into the regular thing, Johnny Cash, and but then we had people in the audience yelling out random people, and so I turned to the band. I said, "Okay, let's just do it." You know, so we did. They hollered George Strait, which I do now. Somebody hollered Ozzy Osbourne, so I did Ozzy, and it was fun. Everybody loved it. We did Crazy Train, and then I was like, I was being stupid. I was being me. And then AC/DC. So I turned around and said, let's do Back in Black. So we did Back in Black, and it was a whole Leonard Skinner. They just kept them coming. So we did like a whole 20, 25 minutes of impressions or me being me and being stupid on stage, So, I'm not making fun of those people. I'm just having fun with it. So now I do Tom Jones, and I actually never sang a Tom Jones song until I put this impression thing together. And then after I did it, people was asking me, how long have you been at Tom Jones? And they didn't believe me when I said, I've never sang a Tom Jones song in my life. So it was kind of funny. And then, my Willie Nelson thing, a lot of people think they're looking at me like this, like, you've seen them, so it's like, I don't ever say that I sound like those people. You just get the point.
Right.
You know, so that's how it came about with the band, that we would do that. It was something I just started doing. I'd turn around and be like, oh, I'm James Brown, or I'm Buddy Holly, and I'd have my guitar, and we would just break into one of their songs, and so that's how it came about.
What do you sing in the shower?
You know what? I don't. I don't. It's very rare if I sing in the shower, and if I do, it'll be in a where it's got good. I mean, everybody sings in the shower, they say, because it's got good acoustics or good, stuff like that. So if it's due, I'll sing very little bit of an Elvis song, like a big note, kind of a practice thing, I guess, like Hurt. Mm-hmm. You can hear yourself really well in the shower with that, and very rarely do I sing in the shower, though. I don't really.
What do you prefer to drink when you're on stage?
Water. I drink nothing like a lot of people's ask me that. They bring cups up here to me during the show. It's just water and lemon. Very rare do I ever bring some coffee. If I'm feeling like, like I'm hoarse or something, the hotness, the warmth of it kind of opens me up a little bit. But 98% of the time it's water.
Are you a good dancer?
No.
I've heard otherwise.
Well, I guess it depends on who you're asking. I don't ever say I'm a good dancer. I have rhythm, but that's from me playing the drums, I guess, Absolutely not. I'm not a good dancer.
Well, you're good up on stage when you're performing.
I don't know about that. Joey can dance, though.
Here's one. Joey can? Well, I saw him walk the dog. How do you clean your wig?
I don't know. Shampoo and conditioner, just like it's your own hair.
Really?
I mean, of course, I don't do it while it's on my head, but when I don't. You're not supposed to actually clean it every day. Like some people clean their hair every day. I don't. I clean it about once a week, once every 2 weeks sometimes, but 90% of the time it's once a week. I shampoo, condition, and restyle it because it'll keep the shape and the style for the whole week. So.
Is it real hair?
Yes, it's real hair. I learned a lot of that from Cliff Wright. Cliff Wright is the one that actually turned me on to the wig and all that. He told me, because I washed it a lot when I got it. He told me how to do that. So, because I guess it makes them fall apart quicker.
Okay.
So I love the wigs. A lot of people. I used to have my own hair, and then Mother Nature took course, and I went to a top piece at first. The sides were mine, but I don't think I would go back to that because it's so much more convenient for the wig. I like the wigs, and it takes it a while. It took me a while. I don't know about anybody else, but to make it look more natural, But I think I feel like I have it down somewhat now. As close as I can get it anyway.
Now the sideburns are yours, right?
Yeah, those are mine.
So you're from Oklahoma.
I am.
Have you ever been cow tipping?
Yes. Yes, I have.
What was that like?
Hard. You ever seen Tommy Boy?
Yeah.
That's what I look like. Just bam, just down. No, it's very funny. When you tip it and there's a bunch of them around, you better run because it scares them more than anything. So when one falls and they're all around, you better run because you might get run over. But yes, I have actually been cow tipping.
That's funny. Are you afraid of heights?
Absolutely not. I guess if I'm up there like high, looking down like this, maybe a little whoa. But I used to do construction before I was into Elvis, and I've always been into Elvis, but before I actually was full time into it with my dad, and we'd be up really high in a forklift or a bucket thing, and up high. It didn't scare me. I love roller coasters and stuff like that, but that's because you're coming back down, hopefully, and so they don't really. I might get a little like whoa while I'm up there, but I'm not really scared of it. I'm not crazy and jump off cliffs or nothing like that because I think that's stupid. Like, I'm not ready to die or nothing, So, but as a whole, not really.
What's your favorite joke?
I can't say that on camera. I can't. And the reason is, and it's funny because there's so many jokes that I know have been told, and when you ask that, I can only think of jokes I've been told recently or that I've recently talked about, and they're not camera appropriate.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, better leave that one alone.
All right, and we're going to revisit this last one.
Okay.
The first one that we
Okay.
asked was your 3 greatest strengths. What do you think they are?
God first. That would be, and then family. I've always been taught that from my dad, and keep that. That should be your first 2 strengths, and then, well, I guess my job would be my 3rd one because for God and my family, I wouldn't be doing my job. So those would probably be my 3 strengths.
That's a great answer. Seriously, in my Mary Kay career, it's God first, family second, career third.
Yeah, that's
what they
how it
taught us.
should be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, those are all the fan submitted questions we have right now.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
I see what I like. It doesn't make you such a